everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Christmas time. Well, Christmas is just over. And I bought me a couple of toys. So I wanted to show them off. It's a little bit different than what I normally do. I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming that still haven't got here as well. But I'm going to go ahead and unbox this and show you what I've got. It's going to be totally different than anything I've done before. So to do that, I'm going to get a big box needs a big knife. So I got my Ken Folks 100 knife, leather wrap handle, pretty awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and get it open, see what we got. I've told a bunch of people, and I've said something live what it is and everything, so some of it won't be a surprise. It's not nothing I've ever done before, something I always wanted to do, but now that the track's gone, I've got a little more time and a little money not spent on race parts. This is going to be something new for the channel, something fun. So
that you can play with on the property.
Yeah. So what I've got, this is the way it's boxed. I can't really show it off. So I bought a trail truck. Associated makes Element Enduro. So what I've got is I bought a deal. I bought the Enduro Trail Runner. I'm gonna hide this real quick. That was the free thing. Okay, so what I bought is they had a deal for the Trail Runner. I wanted the Night Runner, but I searched and searched and searched what I wanted, so I bought the Enduro Night Runner. So let's go ahead and get it out of here. I bought it on a deal. They had a sale going.
It looks like it's going to stay in the box.
It's coming out. So, they had a deal for $350 for a ready-to-run trail runner, which is like a non-licensed. It looks just like a 400, what it is. It comes with all kind of cool parts, and the deal is $350 and comes with a free 24 scale Enduro. Not that I really wanted that, but it was free, so might as well. Something I can play around with. So I'm going to get this opened up here in a minute, but before I do that, I'm going to, with the magic of technology, I'm going to show you the other toy I got that I got yesterday and got started on that has going to have a lot to do with this. So I'll be right back. I'm going to magically go upstairs in just a few seconds. So all right, everybody. So we're upstairs with my other toy I bought. It's going to be in relation to the trail truck, and I've actually got it here running right now. I'll go ahead and turn around and show you what it is real quick. So I bought a 3D printer, Longer LK5 Pro. So right now, what it's doing is printing a temp tower. So the Longer LK5 Pro, I did a lot of research, watched videos and reviews, and with all the choices and the tools and things that came with, I think this was the best choice. For one of the biggest selling points is it does do almost 12 by 12 by 15 in size, so pretty big. And the key to that is these support braces. The support braces keep it stable. Otherwise, moving back and forth would cause you problems. So I got it out, and it printed. It came with some sample filament, which is PLA filament in black. And the only file that was on the software was this whistle. So I made this cool little whistle, and it does work. I blew it real easy. This will blow your eardrums out. It's got a little hook on it, and it printed great. And thing looks really nice. So what I did, I was going to make something else. So I decided I was going to I found this file for some cow balls for RC car. Well, this one's a little bigger than what I would use on that truck, so I'm just playing around with it. So I got this far and ran out of filament. So I had bought some filament and loaded it up, and it kind of made a mess. So the temperature wasn't right. Okay, I went to pause it and rerun it, and I didn't load the stuff right, and it wound up crashing into it. Had to stop it. So I started over with a new filament, and it printed pretty good. They're actually the completed ones are actually hanging on the back of my Civic right now. Some little bitty cow balls hanging from a little bitty Civic, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, so another thing once I got that going is I decided first thing I wanted on this truck, the rear valance keeps popping off every time I hit it with something. So I planned on making some bumpers and stuff anyway. So I bought a file from Night Customs. It's got all the Overlander stuff on it. It's got bumpers and interior and roof rack, and I'm gonna make all kind of parts. So first one I wanted to make was the rear bumper. So here's the rear bumper I made. You can't see really good. It's got some bad spots in it. I'll show you that in just a second. But this bumper has a support bar that swings out that has, you can put gas cans on it. I'm probably gonna put dual gas cans. You can put a gas can, a spare tire, all that kind of thing. So this was my first learning curve with the printer. Each filament is a little different, so the temperature is pretty important. So what I'm printing now is a temperature tower. So it's printing these square blocks and a little bridge across of it, and each one is programmed to do it at a different temperature. Then you choose which one's the right temperature for this filament. So that's just getting it dialed in. And another thing is, this part is up in the air, so these pieces want to like fall down. You got to put some supports in there. That, and I didn't have the temperatures right, so this is not perfect. This is just kind of a learning curve. I'm gonna do some filing on it, and I'll probably use this for a little while and redo it later. If this works out tonight, I'm gonna print the next part of this bumper, and I'll put that on the truck. So enough of that. There's the printer. So this thing is nice. It's got a heated glass bed. You can see there it's printing the tower. You can see the little string in it. The temperatures hadn't reached the proper temperature yet. So it'll go from 220 up into 180 degrees in each one of those little blocks. And you choose which one's the best, and that's your correct temperature. So that's how you get that dialed in. There's another thing. It's got this nice touch screen. Got the light on. It's got this nice touch screen. You can see the temperature there is doing the 210 degrees nozzle now. The bed is heated to 60 degrees. This is Celsius, by the way. It's printed 25 millimeters so far for 57 minutes. It's 33% done. So this thing, the prints take forever. This bumper took about 5 hours. So it's not fast, that's for sure. If there's a way to make it faster, I hadn't figured it out yet. There's another thing I want to do tonight is, it came with this filament guide that you put in. It's got the little tube and a 3D printed piece. Just snaps on there. I want to try to get that dialed in. So, because you see the filament goes in here. Got a little roll that goes on it. It just feeds it in there. They're kind of hard to get up off of the bed. You got these tools. It comes with a spatula to pull it off with. You see, here's some little pieces I pulled off where it oozed out. This is in the spare parts bag. I have no idea what that is. Some sort of sensor. It's got a couple of little plastic doodads that I don't know what they are. I don't have anything that tells me. I haven't really looked much yet. So it comes with a couple of tools, Allen wrenches and nut drivers. Pretty cool. It's been a couple of days since I did the unboxing video. If I'm honest, I've been really busy and really anxious to get it going. Oh, I forgot to mention it comes with a SD card reader. So you just load your file onto the SD card, stick it in the side, and then you just print the file and hit print, and it goes down. You got to do some leveling. You put a piece of paper under here and you adjust the leveling of it. It's pretty simple, really simple actually. Kind of like setting gear mesh. So I've got a piece of paper with the pit chick's name on it, Lisa Smith. Another thing I've learned from people is to use glue sticks down on the area where you're printing, and it pops off easier. I guess because it's the temperature keeps it keeps it from messing up the glass. So for what I hear, some people do tape. Haven't gotten far enough to figure that out yet. So So anyway, I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way and show you the truck. So like I say, I've been chomping the bit. I have got the truck going. Okay, so now you see that. The other toy I got is the 3D printer, the longer LK5 Pro. I've already downloaded lots of files and everything to make all these cool parts. Knight Customs makes all these cool files that you can buy. I bought those. I've already made, yesterday I just got it. I made a little whistle.
And no, it's not to train me with, Joe Ferris.
So anyway, I've got all kind of files that makes all kind of cool parts. Sad thing is though, SIC race is coming up and I'm in the middle of rebuilding my nitro buggy, so I'm not going to get to do a whole lot with it, but I'm going to start doing things here and there and make videos about it too. And we're just going to have fun. I've got 3 acres of property to run it on, so we'll make all kind of cool videos and I'll show you the progress as we go along. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and see what it comes with. One of the cool things about these I've been seeing online is the inside of the box is like a garage. Kind of silly, but it's neat nonetheless. So I've already searched everything. You can see part of the garage there. There's parts hanging on the wall.
And you're gonna do stickers?
I'm gonna do some stickers. I'll wait. I'll do another video to that to show everybody what I'm doing. Let's see. First time I bought a ready to run vehicle in a very long time. Oh, and I did it upside down. So, a bunch of stickers. Okay, you can see, you have to unfold this, but the inside of the box is like a little garage. You can set it up. Kind of cool. Okay, so in this bag, we've got a manual. Let me get these stickers out. There's a bunch of cool stickers. I'm not worried about that right now. You can even put a sticker, like a sales sticker on the window. So we got a transmitter. I'll probably end up at some point getting another receiver and put it on my Airtronic on the Samurai radio. So, just a cheap little ready to run transmitter. I think you put AA batteries in it. I hadn't done that in a long time. We can probably put a LiPo in it too, I'm not sure. Worry about that later. There's a manual for the radio. This comes with all kind of cool pop-ups. You got a roof rack, different bumpers and lights, and even parts to do a solid axle. This one has an independent front suspension on it, which is one of the cool things about it. Looks like we got some zip ties holding this down. I think I'm gonna have to get my other knife because that one's not, I'm not messing that one up. Well, there it is. Element Trail Runner. I'm gonna have to get something to cut these zip ties with. A sharper knife. Okay, so there we have it, the Element Enduro Trail Runner. There's all kinds of stuff. What's that rolling around? Oh, that's one of the zip ties. So, you can get a little closer if you want to. I'll get down here where you can see it. Oh, part's falling off.
Oh, great.
I don't know what that was. That might be an extra part. Oh, there's more zip ties. It's even got MagnaFlow exhaust. But the independent suspension is one of the cool things about it. And one thing that it's not good about it is it hangs down real low. So some of those files I bought, they make a part that raises it up, gives it more ground clearance. So really cool. Some of these bumpers, you cut this piece off, change the grill to where it says Toyota on it. Headlight buckets to make the lights shine, and the tail lights. Really cool. Let's see, little bitty body clips on here. They make another file that's in that group of files I bought is magnetic mount. And I probably should have been making some videos of that first, but I was so excited and so anxious like a little kid at Christmas, which is literally right after Christmas. So I'm gonna move these things out of the way and I'll show you the truck. So what I've done so far is the truck comes with some extra parts like front bumper with some LED lights, a roof rack, a snorkel, that kind of thing. I'm eventually gonna print my parts off, but what I really wanted to do first was get the graphics on there that I wanted, because before the body gets scratched up and everything, I wanted to have the graphics on there so they stick good. So what I did is I wanted to go with the old Toyota, the old school Toyota color scheme, the red, orange, and yellow. So found one online and kind of modeled it after that. And here you go. I went ahead and I had some vinyl. The Pit Chick has a vinyl machine, a silhouette, cameo silhouette. So we had some vinyl already. We had all the colors I needed. So I ended up it was easier just to cut this out by hand with a X-Acto knife. So I cut these out and I cut the letters out with her machine. So there it is. There's the Toyota scheme. That's going to be the start of it. I went ahead and put the bumper on it last night just because I wanted to see what it looked like. I'm probably going to print my own. I'm going to do the front suspension piece that raises it up. I've got that file too, just haven't got to it yet. So it's got LED lights, it's got the little loops, toe loops I guess you call them. The LED lights are super bright. I'm going to make my own light kit. I'm going to print the light buckets. I'm going to have lights here, some fog lights across the top and some tail lights, maybe even some blinkers. I think it's easier to just make your own. You can buy the LEDs on Amazon for 100 of them for like $12. So I'm just gonna do that and run it off a 2S receiver pack that I've got. So, and also we accidentally printed one of the Toyota logos wrong. So I stole the yo out of it like old school just for fun. I'll probably take that off eventually. I just did it because it's kind of funny. But this thing's got the windshield wipers actually move, so you can set them up here. One thing I want to do, I want to print the interior. It's got the windows are like smoked with a sticker on it. I want to at least these two windows get that cut out and pulled off so it's clear. Maybe even cut the windows like to make them look like they roll down a little bit and get a person to sit inside and everything. I'm going to do the roof rack with the luggage on it, and the jack and stuff. So let's see if I can get this thing turned around and look inside of it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I really want to just get the lights on for you. Oh, I just shot all these clips. Another thing, they make a file for magnet body mounts. These little clips shoot off and they don't look real, so let's get this off and we'll talk about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug it up and get these lights on. Show you what it looks like, and then I'll take it back off. This body's a little tricky. The body slides down in these little rock sliders, really neat and kind of hard to get lined up. And once you get lined up, it slides on like butter. See, there you go. So like I said, the windshield wipers, you can move them in a certain direction, and the handles and the mirrors come separate. You have to put those on. But see how the rock sliders, the body sits down there, so it makes it real nice and sturdy. I'm going to do some fender wells with the rock lights. But you can see the headlights on there. Not headlights, but fog lights, whatever. It's also got a rear movable wiper too. All right, so let's take this back off. So I need to tie these LED lights down. I just kind of threw them in at the last minute last night before I went to bed. It's got a nice battery tray. It looks like it's made for a 2S. I've actually got a 3S starter box battery or starter head warmer battery in there. If I'm honest, I think the 3S is too much. That's another thing. Another thing I've got to do is get my radio and receiver on it in it, because like for instance, the reverse is just like a on-off switch. I can't really dial it out with that radio, so I'm gonna do that with my radio. I'm probably gonna, up here, I'll probably mount a 2S receiver pack to run the lights off of, and I'll more than likely go to a 2S battery. We'll see. It's just way more than it needs. You know, it doesn't have to have a lot of power for just running around trails and stuff. But it's got a nice metal frame. From what I understand, the shocks don't have a whole lot of oil in them. They feel that way. So I'll probably rebuild those pretty soon. Got to get my bumper on. It'll end up mounting. It'll end up going through here. I got to trim on it a little bit before it'll fit in there. I'll have to do that. I'll have to trim the rear area right here for the bumper to fit. Had to take the front bottom half of the bumper off to put that aftermarket, the off-road bumper on it. It just comes off these little clips inside, and then some double-sided tape right there. Oh, it looks like I need to put a couple of those clips back in there. But they make a whole front end. They make a whole front end for the body. It's got the more newer 4Runner setup on it, the Gen 5 or whatever it is. So it looks like I'll end up putting my receiver in this box. I'm sure that's a waterproof box of some sort. It's got a Reedy ESC and brushed motor. Seems to work pretty good. The tires are General Grabbers branded, Method wheels. Okay, so first off, I want to apologize for a little bit. This video has kind of been a hot mess. I've been so busy. Had the SIC race come up. That took away a lot of my time. And I've been just constantly running the 3D printer, printing parts, trying to get that thing dialed in and working on the truck. And I probably should have made a little more video to spread it out, but what I'm going to do now is kind of update you on where I've came since I started this video. So I'll take the body off and show you what I've done under the hood. First of all, so I did the independent front suspension mod that raises it, the Night Customs mod that raises it up 13 millimeter. That made a big difference because this is not hanging down as low and dragging as much stuff. I've since reprinted them. This is one of the first things I printed. It turned out kind of ugly before I got it dialed in, but I've got one redone. Hadn't put it on there yet. Come to find out, there's some suspension geometry issues with this, specifically in the steering. Bowhouse makes a new steering rack and everything. I'm gonna get all that stuff and get it straightened out. And I took and moved, because I'm getting this thing in water and everything, and it's not waterproof, it's water resistant. I took the receiver box. Well, first off, I put my receiver and my Sanwa M12 radio on it. So I put that in the radio box, and it's pretty much sealed up, but just to make sure, I moved the radio box up to the top on the front. They say you want more weight up here, so I did that, and I moved the ESC up here too. So it's just below the body, moves the weight up front, and keeps it out of the water and everything. So then I printed some red hooks for the front and rear. I know I showed you I printed this, that was like stuck up. I printed the rear bumper, was the first thing I ever printed. It's okay. I'm gonna probably end up redoing it. But that's pretty much it for the truck and everything. So since then I've printed the roof rack. I'm going to print some of the Pelican cases and stuff and put some things on top and like one of those little nets. I printed the light bar. This is just kind of was a test too. I'm going to reprint this one. It doesn't look all that great. I'm going to get another one that I got from Night Customs that has where you can put the LEDs in and have real lights on it. And then I printed the fender flares. these fender flares give you another 1/4 inch clearance. The tires are rubbing the body pretty bad, so this is a good upgrade. You bolt them on the inside, like right here, and trim the body. And I've also got, yesterday I got a pack of 2mm screws, stainless screws. So it's got these spots where you bolt them down on a real car. I'm gonna bolt them down there so it pulls it up tighter to the body and fits better. And I got stainless so they won't rust, because I'm gonna get a little water too. So since then, I was using a 3D printer last, I was having some trouble with everything sticking to it. So a friend of mine, Cameron Tanner, has been into it for a little while. He suggested using Hatchbox PLA. And last night was the first time I did this. I printed this snorkel just as a test because it has a lot of supports and everything. I was having trouble pulling the supports off with the old PLA. Sunloo is what I use. I don't recommend that stuff. It's really hard to pull loose. But this one pulled away no problem. The print is fantastic. I hadn't even dialed it in. I just punched in the recommended temperature. What he was using was 210, and it turned out great. And took a pair of pliers, and the supports popped off no problem. So what I'm fixing to do next is I'm going to mount this snorkel and those screws in the fender wells, and I'll probably make a video on my next upgrade. I'll have a couple of pieces on there. I'm going to be constantly printing parts because I'm loving this stuff so far. So that's just an update on what I've got going so far. Here at the end of the video, I'm going to throw in a little montage of me running on the trails out there on my property. I got to get that dialed in. It needs to be higher quality so I can do some slow motion stuff and everything. So this is a new venture for me. So I'm going to throw that in there so you can just see the truck running around. You can watch it if you want to. If not, I've got another video with just that on if you want to watch it separate. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll keep you updated and as we go along with the evolution of this thing. One of my next things is I'm actually right now printing the fender wells. Do that, the front end. I got a lot coming, so make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.